What's going on, everybody? It's Ghost Rats here. Today we're going to be talking about the Logitech G Cloud. We're going to be talking about the next version of the G Cloud I would like to see, and somebody that likes to competitively cloud game, I'm going to break down what I would like this device to have in the future. And just to keep in mind that this device is going to be a perfect cloud gaming device today, tomorrow, and years to come. It works. It has Wi-Fi 5 and has a 1080p screen at 60 hertz. That's perfectly fine for cloud gaming. But a cloud service like GeForce Now can really push the boundaries of what you can do when it comes to cloud gaming. Thanks to services like GeForce Now, we're no longer limited to 1080p 60 FPS. It's still great, but you can do so much more nowadays. So I'm going to be calling this concept device the G Cloud Pro, and let's dive into what I would like to see. What you see here is a photoshopped image of a Logitech G Cloud. First thing you can tell is that this one is black. Gives it a little bit of a different look than the original. Then you got some RGB joysticks. I will break into what kind of joysticks I would like to see later on in this video. That's pretty much it for aesthetics. This already has an amazing feel in your hands. I wouldn't want to change too much about it if you didn't have to. They did a really great job making this device comfortable to hold. Now let's talk about the specs. So the original G Cloud is a 1080p 60 hertz display. I wouldn't change the 1080p display, but I would change the frame rate at which that it could handle. Now cloud services like GeForce Now could push up to 240 frames a second, but 144 is good enough. If you don't want to go too high, then the price would get too high and out of reach for people. This is supposed to be a somewhat relatively cheaper device than the others out there. At the same time, it'll pack a way more powerful punch those other devices because of the cloud services. Now for the biggest part is the network side. So you're definitely going to need to have at least Wi-Fi 6E. And I would love to see Wi-Fi 7 because the newer devices coming out this year in 2024 are going to be able to use Wi-Fi 7. So just being ahead of the curve here when it comes to Wi-Fi standards. And nowadays we're getting to a point where Wi-Fi is becoming so efficient that you can't really notice a difference being plugged in and not being plugged in. Now let's talk about the joysticks. So I went with Hall Effect for this because of the fact that it's like the newer standard of joysticks, and it helps mitigate that stick drift that happens over time that you just can't help when it comes to controllers. This way it'd be a little bit longer lasting. And the RGB is just because RGB makes everything look cooler. So now dedicated cloud gaming devices like this one will last you a very long time. I would like to see a design where you can take it apart and replace parts that are broken, especially when it comes to the joysticks, as over time they wear and tear, but the original G Cloud, you're not able to take it apart and replace parts that break. And that's pretty much it. So the G Cloud is going to be a great device for years to come. You don't really need to change that model or anything. You can just keep selling it and maybe sell it at cheaper prices as time goes on. But for those hardcore cloud gaming enthusiasts like myself, I would like to see a pro model where I could take advantage of GeForce Now Ultimate and that beautiful RTX 4080. Logitech G, I hope you're watching this. I would really appreciate, and other cloud gamers would really appreciate, if you were to come out with a model like this. Unfortunately, I got to settle for a ROG Ally because it's 120 hertz display and I need it for competitive gaming. I would love just to use the G Cloud. If you like this video, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more cloud gaming content like this. Hope you guys have a good day, and I'll see you in the clouds.